Greetings, fellow post-apocalyptic tailors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid, King of Louisville, Episode 23, The King's New Clothes. Is pizza a thing you can make in this game? It is, but it's very challenging to make because you have to make it very quickly. Because, you know, food, cheese, things like cheese, oh, there's a zombie in here. Things like cheese rot very quickly once the power goes out. This zombie is making a lot of noise. And then once you've made it, you have to eat it before it, you know, goes bad. So there's probably some formula that you could look up to be like, when is the last day that like pizza's viable? But it's definitely a number I don't know off the top of my head. What's a fun thought experiment? One sec. Alright. Grabbed electrical 4, mark it down on my bingo card. I can probably pass up on magazines, comic books, crossword puzzles, that kind of thing for a bit. I have a lot of them now. So are you ready for the ugliest door frame in the history of mankind? Oh yeah. And I am 3 planks shy of actually being able to build the door. I'm not getting a lot of good yield from the carpentry. I'm almost level 4 though. What do you guys think I should do tomorrow? Should I continue working on this or do something else? It'll be left up to you. I think if I continue doing this, I might want to just power through the next carpentry book once I level up, and then watch the woodworking tapes so that I can actually start getting more wood from breaking things down. Because as it is now, like, almost all of the wood that I'm getting just turns to scrap wood because I ruin it. And that's not all that efficient. I've also, just to put it in perspective, how hard it is to truly clear out a neighborhood, I have officially cleared most of 1 floor of an apartment building. It's a lofty goal, is what I'm trying to get at. To, like, lock down a chunk of the game. Unless your chunk is, like, empty woods. It is not going to be easy. Looks like scaling up is a big one. I think I still have my trowel. Did I just dump the trowel in there? Where is the... Oh, no. I still have it. So chat, what would be that, like, one food you couldn't live without in the zombie apocalypse? Like, what is your Twinkie to Tallahassee? You know what I mean? Like your comfort food. The high-value treat that in a zombie apocalypse you would risk life and limb to obtain. For me, might be coffee. I think for coffee, it's probably pretty up there for me. Sushi, huh? Hey, luckily sushi, if you can hone your skills, is pretty obtainable in the zombie apocalypse. You know, just... You gotta practice your fishing, but yeah, you could get some fish, make some rice, grow some rice. Wait, is 78 in climbing? I think thanks to the magical the magical ice cream I found. So for metalwork, I fully read that. Carpentry's about to level up. I think what I'll do is watch a tiny bit of the woodcraft, because it looks like skilling up is what you guys voted on. I think I've... Wait, did I finish Woodcraft 1? I think I have, right? Yeah. Okay. So forget Woodcraft 1. I'm done with that. So I'll watch a little bit of Woodcraft 2 until I hit... until I level up Carpentry. But I'm going to be leveling up Carpentry the fast and lazy way. So that it's not boring for you all. And I will put... I'll put Carzone on the ground next to the TV to note that that was in progress. Because I need the next mechanics book to be able to make good use of that. So current priority is leveling up skills. Right, buddy? Well, that's insulting. This woodworking show is like, they teach this stuff in kindergarten. I don't know about you, but... Carpentry is not something I learned in kindergarten. I'll just drop the other woodcraft tapes. So tomorrow will be a bit of a reading day. You love Woodcraft 2? It's a great Blizzard game. World of Woodcraft. Any other video to watch while I am reading? Yeah, I could watch the cooking show, I guess. I would be able to watch only a fraction of it, because I'll level up to level 2 really quickly. But yeah, let's do Cook Show 1. And just juggle a bunch of tapes. You know, that won't get confusing and complicated for me to manage. No, sir. I never realized that this cooking show is brought to you by Kitten Knives, which is an actual place in Louisville. It's a factory just over yonder. And stop that. Stop. Okay. I'm now cooking level 2. I like how making like 5 steaks and like 12 chickens doesn't level me up, but watching TV show for 10 seconds is like, yep, you're better at the task now. Is first aid worth leveling up in this game? No. Not unless you're multiplayer. The argument being, if you need to tend yourself often, you're not playing correctly, you should not need to heal yourself often, because if you do, you're probably already dead. Like, every laceration and scratch is a chance to become a zombie, and every bite is guaranteed to become a zombie. So, first aid is really actually difficult to level up, because you would need to sustain damage not from zombies to really effectively level it up. Meaning that you're, like, jumping through windows full of broken glass, or, like, setting yourself on fire and somehow still surviving. Like, first aid is one of those skills that, like, playing on your own, you're never going to level it up past, like, maybe 1 or 2, unless you are ridiculously lucky. Because in most situations, you're dead by the time you hit level 2. If that makes sense. Alright, we got potatoes. Let me put these away. I'll favorite like 5 of them. And freeze the rest. Now, there are some cases where if you have, if you're naturally immune to the zombie virus, basically if you can't get infected, then yeah, first aid starts to make more sense, because not every scratch, laceration, and bite have a chance to completely end you forever. And then if you're on multiplayer, it makes sense, because you can tend to the wounds of other players. Oh, you idiot. You just pour water bottle out of your water for that? Okay, whatever. Stop using your water bottles. Leveling first aid is easy. Just walk barefoot on broken glass. Yeah, I mean, you could do that. My point is, it's just, it's not a useful skill for the player to have, because you're not going to sustain a lot of wounds before you die permanently. So it's just not worth leveling as a result, because it's just not going to benefit you unless you're multiplayer or have no infection chance or something like that. I had to check on the other plants too. So today is going to be a skill up day, but you never said not to skill up farming too. I still have not yet read the next farming book, and that's pretty overdue. Because the strawberries, broccoli, and tomatoes are coming up soon. So let me read the farming 2, and then cooking 2 is another one I need. So I'll work on skills for like 2 days. So I've just got a lot going on. Fuel's fine. If you like falling off raised floors, you can level first aid that way. Yeah. I mean, you can find 1,000,001 tangential reasons why first aid will be useful to you, but for 99% of players, it's not. Because for 99% of players, you're dead long before it becomes an effective skilled level. So unless you're playing with custom rules or something else like that, it's not worth leveling. In fact, it's not even possible to level. Like, Louis here has obtained 8 experience in the last 2 weeks through tending to his wounds. Okay, stayed up to 1 a.m. Hitting the books. Like studying for finals. So what does it give you? That's a good question. It, I think, hastens the time it takes to recover from injuries and lowers wound infection chance. Not zombie wound infection chance, but just regular old sepsis and other wound infections. TLDR, it really doesn't do very much. Let me see what the wiki says. It doesn't really say anything. First aid is a crafting skill used to treat players' injuries. As the skill increases, the player will perform the actions faster, and bandages and poultices will last longer. Splints will be more effective to heal fractures. Basically, band-aids last longer. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent of first aid skill. So it's relatively useless and extraordinarily hard to level up without dying permanently. Hence it is a skill I don't care for. And it's a book I almost never read. Alright, these guys ready? Still young. Water levels are fine. Okay, nothing to harvest here, so let's read carpentry. Oh, perfect. Glad I didn't bother watering. Raul, if you're still here, what's the highest, without grinding for it unnaturally? Because I know you've had some series where you live an incredibly long time. What's the highest you've gotten your first aid naturally? Like, without, you know, cutting yourself with broken glass continually just to grind it, if you've ever bothered to do that. Nothing like reading in the rain. I think for me, the most I've ever leveled it up was 1 point, and that was from a bone fracture from like a car accident that I had in a multiplayer game, where then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make a new character. I'm going to heal this. And I read the books, and I used the poultices, and I made splints, and I got 1 point in first aid after all of that. In CDDA, you got to level 2 because of a deep wound. Yeah, especially if you're a slow healer. If you have slow healing and like a deep wound, that's actually maybe an effective way to level up your first aid. If you like jump through a glass window and got a deep cut or something. Yeah. Because strangely enough, slow healer helps you with the leveling. All right, here we go. Woodcraft 2. So tomorrow, I'm going to spend tomorrow grinding through the carpentry tapes, while I read some cooking. And then I'll take new tasks for you all. So this poll is not for today tomorrow, it's for the next tomorrow. Super confusing. But what should I do after I spend yet another day skilling up? I still need that mechanics book, though. I think I hear... Oh yeah, I definitely hear zombies. So let's see if this Gangplank Taurus thing works well. I can see a zombie out there. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of blind spots, which is pretty functional. I mean, one of the reasons I like the factory floor is because of the metal flooring you can see underneath. So the bottom floor... or the inside of this warehouse is also a really good way to secure yourself from zombie ambushes. But I don't think that was the zombie I heard. The zombie I heard was distinctly female. There you are. Nope, you're another... Are you female? I don't know. Oh yeah, you're female. That's probably the one I heard. Whoa, there's more. I think they pulled down my rope ladder, too. Rawl says, First Aid 5, you're probably pushing to statistically impossible territory of surviving if you do have infections on. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're on a multiplayer server and you're just the medic of the server, and it's a large server and everyone's wounded, or you have a survivor mod on where there's NPCs that get wounded. I don't even know if that's a thing. Like, but yeah, for self-tending, you're just not gonna get your skill up that very high. As I said, way more likely to be dead before you get to like level 3 first aid, unless you start with like a doctor trait and like medical extra traits and every possible extra trait. That'd be the only exception, that you design a character that can power level first aid and you start off at already a high level. Stale? Wait, what? How are these stale? I just harvested them, didn't I? Fine, I'm eating them out of frustration. I'm pretty sure well, no, maybe they're the ones I defrosted. That could be. Feeling a little sad? Whatever. Don't care. You'll enjoy your carpentry tapes. So I already got through this carpentry tape, right? I'm going to read it again, or watch it again just to make sure. I'm pretty sure I got through this one. Yep. Okay. So carpentry 2 is done. Let's do woodcraft 3. And you guys want me to work on tailoring tomorrow. Cool. More skills. Alright, there's carpentry 3. Oops. Because it takes a lot more experience to go from like 5 to 6 than 1 to 3 or whatever. The tapes are really good at boosting your low levels of carpentry or any skill for that matter, but at higher levels it doesn't make too much of a dent. So now I've watched every single carpentry tape. And I guess I can put Cook Show back in. That's probably what I'm going to watch next. So I'm almost carpentry level 6, which is not bad, considering I started at like level 1 or 2 this stream. With all those woodcraft, I mean, of course it power level up that high. Let's see here. So if I'm trying to do more skill ups, maybe there's farming that needs to be done. Blooming. So not yet. That's stage 4. Oh, tomatoes look good. Seed-bearing tomatoes. Nice. And farming level 3. What I'm talking about. Progress. Hey Jay, thank you for the bits. Are you excited about tomatoes? So the only crop I don't have planted is radishes. I haven't found any radish packets, I don't think. I could double check, because I wouldn't mind having like one of each type. Not that your character cares about variety. But he's the King of Louisville, so he should have variety if he wants it. Alright, nothing else needs watering. Cool. Put the can down. What day am I on? It is September 1st. So almost 2 months in. I might need another freezer if I continue farming so effectively. This freezer has about 9 storage left. And then the other side is basically full. I think what I'll do today, because we're still working on leveling up skills, I'm going to make a quick run over to Bare Naked to see if they have the mechanics book that I need. Or Book Naked, not Bare Naked. Definitely not alone in this neighborhood. Zombies have shuffled. Oh, Jesus. What? I'm drowsy. That makes this run more annoying. Time to pop the vitamins. I think I drove too far, too. I should have checked the map. So, Book Naked, where are you? Yep, I went too far. Have I checked the freezers recently for zombies? I have not. So it's possible that we have our... Oh god, why are there so many zombies around here? So Book Naked is there, but given that I'm already tired, I'm not checking the shelves today. As there's a lot of zombies. If I want to go to Book Naked, I am definitely going to need to bring a shotgun. Or a burner car that I can trash and ditch. Because there was probably triple-digit zombies over that yonder. I thought it would be a quick in-and-out job, but no, I was very wrong. They must be too far for the last loot project. Yeah, or they respawned because I haven't been over there in at least 3 days, or they just migrated. Dude! Frickin' zombie that was in my base ate half of the dumpster? What? I can't pick this dumpster up now. Oh no, I can. I just I wonder if it makes the other half out of nothing. Get out of my home. I'm trespassing. I have no idea if Kentucky's a castle doctrine state, but I am definitely going all castle doctrine on you. Uh-oh. Put the corpse away quick. Never mind. Trespasser. Who happens to have a key to my my abode. So there's a lot of different game mechanics that help move zombies around. They group up into like mini hordes and they get shuffled around the map periodically. And then zones that you're not currently in will have their zombie migration sort of simulated. So there's a lot of like zombie movement happening in the background that the player doesn't typically see, which is why zombies sort of fill in over time, unless it's an area that you regularly patrol and keep clean, which is possible to do if that's something you want to do. Oh, nice. Well, let's see if I have friends in here. I think I'm missing a fridge. I think the zombie broke it. But no, there's some corpses in here. So, they're in there. I don't know what happened to that other fridge, though. I'll just blame zombies. It's easy to blame them. They're obviously at fault. Hey, Tusk. Well, the door frame's looking slightly better now that my carpentry's higher. So tomorrow is a tailoring day. Okay. Good to know. Or if the area you are is enclosed, it will disable respawns. Yes. Yeah. I haven't enclosed this area, but I travel here way more often than is necessary to turn off respawns for this specific building. So I'm not worried about this building because I'm here constantly. Have I watched the combat boosting tapes? I have not. They don't do very much, though, but I can watch them just to demo how little they do. Might as well. So that would be, I don't think I have Dead Wrong, but that would be Z Squad, Season 2, Episode 3, and Mother's Boy. If you fence in the whole neighborhood, they won't respawn? No, there's no way to disable respawns because it will respawn elsewhere on the map. So to disable respawns where you are, all you have to do is exist. the chunk that you're in doesn't respawn as long as you visited it. So here's my map again. Where this corner where the black arrows are is the chunk I live in. So because I frequent this at least once every 72 hours, zombies aren't respawning in this chunk. Any chunk that you visit in the last 72 hours in default settings, because these settings can always be changed. Almost all the settings of Zomboid can be changed. So I'm only talking about default settings. But in the default settings, any chunk that you've been to in the last 72 hours will not have zombies respawn. But that does not necessarily mean it won't have zombies, because zombies can wander in from an adjacent chunk into your chunk. So there's a lot of different mechanisms to fill zombies into an area that you previously cleared. So if I had a complete fence all around this chunk, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt that the fence was intact with no holes and that the chunk was clear of zombies, no zombies would respawn in this chunk, and I could guarantee that it was zombie-free. But that it only stays zombie-free as long as the walls don't get blown up by zombies, which is, it will happen often. Trying to keep a chunk empty completely is pretty pointless, especially given that all you have to do is live on the second floor of a building, and then it's moot. The benefits of an empty chunk don't really matter. All right, let's oh my god, let's break our backs tailoring today. I am going to sew the hell out of this long sleeve shirt. Yeah, it works, but it's super impractical. Exactly. Yeah, trying to keep a chunk clean is super impractical unless you're like on a multiplayer server and it's the goal of the multiplayer server and you have like many people working on it. Because to show you scale, this chunk is like, if I was to run the perimeter of this chunk, it would take like, even if my character was full sprinting, it would take like a day. It's not no small feat. It does not make sense. Oh, my broccoli's good. I'll do that after some tailoring. Well, no, I'll do that first. So only just put down 400 rip sheets. It looks so absurd. Making a straitjacket with that amount of cloth? I could make like 100 straitjackets. No, like 20. If you build a cheese wall in multiplayer, it's a fun goal to clear a chunk. Yeah. I mean, it can be a goal. It's just not a reasonable one unless it's like just you goofing around. If you're just goofing around, then 100%. I'm just trying to impart the knowledge that it is not a reasonable thing to do without it being multiplayer or without you having mods or something. Like if you have like Brita's guns and you have like a fully automatic weapon and you can lure all the zombies to you easily, like okay, yeah, I mean that might make sense. Dude, stop using your oh, whatever. Can you manipulate the pathing of zombies by building walls? No. Not really. It's a little bit more complicated than a simple no answer, but anything the player builds can be broken by zombies, so you can't really manipulate the pathing of zombies because they'll just break your walls instead of path through them. And that's by game design. Everything the player can build can be broken by zombies, so that there's no way to channel them into a specific area, unless you use pre-designed, pre-built buildings. So if there's like a choke point, which does there's plenty of choke points that do exist in the in Zomboid, then you can do it. But you have to use pre-made buildings. So, for instance, one choke point that a lot of people use is these houses here. You can't see it on the minimap, but basically these houses are surrounded by wrought iron fences all around. I'll just X off where it is. So you have this cluster of houses has a giant impenetrable wrought iron fence all around it. And then the only way to get in is at the end of this driveway. So it's a very effective choke point, you know, where you can make as much noise as you want, but all the zombies have to come in only in one entryway. And there's a few other spots in PZ that have sort of perfect choke points like that you'll, you know, especially on multiplayer servers, you'll see players use, because it's a very effective way to funnel zombies. But player built stuff doesn't work that way unless you're using cheesy exploitative tactics, which is not something I do. But if you wanna, go for it. And as I told the last person that asked, just Google. There's some things that zombies can't break, and you can find those things. I don't want to share these exploits, but you can find those things and set them up against your walls, and you'll have impenetrable walls. And then, congratulations, you've won Zomboid. Enjoy your zombie-free sandbox. I don't know if that's a good goal, though. Because a zombie game with no threat from zombies is not a zombie game anymore, right? Where'd my thread go? I have 28... Oh, I have to pick up these rip sheets. I'm an idiot. So, power leveling, tailoring. At least it's, quick. I'm going to get carpal tunnel from tailoring. And it's not going to be from actual tailoring, which would, you know, be reasonable. It's going to be from digital tailoring. I can see the benefit of coveralls now. How about I do... You know, it's going to be a little bit less carpal tunnel-y is if I did leather dusters. Because they have more things to sew into. One of these jackets. Oh, no. One of these jackets. Indie Stone also likes to patch out everything indestructible pretty quickly. So if you want an indestructible base, just go into sandbox settings and make player buildings indestructible. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. If you're going to exploit the game because you want it to be indestructible, why not just, like you say, change the server settings so the player built stuff is indestructible, and then you don't have to just exploit your pants off. Or you can modify it so that the durability of player built things is just like way high. And that might be a little bit more fair. Because, like, realistically, zombies are going to have a hell of a hard time trying to get through, like, welded steel walls. Right? So, having welded steel walls have, like, ridiculous, like, 10 times the HP. Like, or more than 10 times. Like, kind of makes sense. Because in Project Zomboid, like, even if you have steel walls, zombies get through, like, plate walls kind of fast. Why am I... Oh, is it... Yeah, it's from consolidating. Okay, that's, you know what? I could probably run around and strip some zombies to get up to level 4. Because I'm so very close, but I'm also out of thread. I'll need to refuel that thing too pretty soon. How do you know where the chunk borders are? If you go to map.projectzomboid.com and then you click overlay grid in the top left, you'll see the chunk borders. So the only problem with me, oh, whatever. No risk, no reward. I was going to say the only problem is my character is super tired, and being out here stripping zombies of their clothing while I'm super tired is kind of dangerous, but it's fine. There probably is a way to see chunk borders just like natively in debug mode. But then you're stuck with debug mode being on while you play, which can be an undesirable experience. There's a few zombies around the corner, but they're not... I should be out of earshot. Oh, good. I don't even have to tailor anything. I've already hit it. Now, I probably still want to get more thread, because now that I'm a tailor level 4, the leather strips that I currently have in my clothing could be improved considerably, because the last time I tailored up my clothing, I was like level 2. So the armor benefit is going to be a lot higher. So hopefully I have enough thread to replace my current gear with a higher tier. Let's see. 5 spools? That might do it. Maybe. Then I need you guys to decide what I do tomorrow, because I forgot that that's something that you need to pick out. So for reference, you can see my production levels on the bottom left while I improve myself. I forgot to put the jacket away. And I probably should be reading the next Tailor book so I actually gain experience for this, but whatever. So 4% scratch to 8% scratch, 2% bite to 4% bite. And then when you calculate all the layers I wear, that bonus adds up pretty good. Which is why I consider tailoring one of the strongest skills in the game when you rely upon armor. Oh, there's a zombie downstairs. Or multiples. And crazy enough, it also gives you bulletproof stats, but like that's kind of ridiculous. A little bit of leather is not going to make you bulletproof. All right. So my forearms are almost 100% scratch proof. Well, for the first attack. And my upper arms, torso, head, boots are really, really good too. Is it possible to get 100% bite resist all over? No, no. Definitely not. Your hands there's only so much that you can do protecting your hands, and which is one of the most vulnerable, and your neck, which is another vulnerable point. And there's tailoring won't boost that up to 100% without mods. Your hands and neck are always going to be fairly vulnerable, and your shins too, oddly. I don't know the upper limits, but I'm gonna guess bite proof. It's going to be somewhere in the like 30s, maybe. So if you get bit, make sure you get bit somewhere nice, like your head where you have a helmet on. Whoa, I slept in. Holy cow. I mean, I know it was up late, but... Dear Lord. Right, what's my weight at? 78 and dropping? That's fine. I'll keep just eating my cabbages and tomatoes. So, what car should I use? The van, the Ranger car at the hospital, or the Bull driver? I believe I have keys to a Bull driver that's near the pawn shop, or near the Army surplus store. I need soccer shin guards to protect the shins. Yeah, that'd be a look. That'd be a look. Look ridiculous. But I'd do it. Something else I need to do to like keep my base protected is to knock down the internal walls of my factory so there can't be any hidey holes inside. Because that's a vulnerable point too, is just because it breaks my line of sight. They always cluster here. Maybe they hear the generator. I think that's probably what's happening. The generator can be heard up to 10 tiles away, and I think it's probably only maybe like 6 tiles from this spot. But if they cluster here, that's like a pretty safe corner for them to group up at, as far as my base is concerned. So like I'm fine with them clustering at that spot, because it's not going to get killed. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid, King of Louisville, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch any live streams of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Stay safe out there in the zombie apocalypse.